Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live. Tonight, we got a show jam-packed full of awesome news from
Mhm.
comics, collected editions, video games, all that fun stuff. We're going to try and cover everything. And of course, if you guys got any questions on the chat, we'll answer those as well. It's your boy Gio here from A Week in Geekdom, and I'm joined by, wait, it's this way,
Oh,
by Comics Guy. Lou, how
yeah.
you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? It's Wednesday night, and I'm already ready for this week to be over.
I feel that. I'm excited. Wednesdays are cool. I don't know. I like them. Middle of the week, you don't know where things are headed.
Yeah,
It's still exciting, but at the same time, you're kind of pissed off because there's still more days ahead. It's yeah,
yeah. There's still 2 days of work ahead of us. That's the only downside, right?
exactly. Shout out to Lionheart, who was the first one here. James, they beat you, buddy. What the hell, man? I'm just kidding. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Tonight, IDW the other day updated their solicits, and they have a bunch of books that are coming out, and I thought I would show them to you guys because there's some pretty cool stuff. You know that they're losing licenses, particularly the GI Joe and Transformers. So
Right.
you might want to grab these books before they go forever. Just saying. So we're gonna go over that. The PlayStation State of Play happened, which isn't as good as the Nintendo Directs. Sorry, I don't want to um, cause any fights in the chat, but
It's
it's just a fact. But it
it's
was
not.
still cool.
It's not. They're never as good as the Nintendo. Because I feel like the Nintendo Directs, when they do it, it's we genuinely have something to show you. And I don't know. I saw some of the announcements for the State of Play, and I'm like, okay.
It was all right. It felt like the trailer dump in the middle of an event. Like you would have an event with like first party stuff, and then sprinkled right in the middle was this 15-minute segment of
Yeah.
announcements.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let me remind you guys before we continue that this show is, of course, sponsored by the fabulous people at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, manga, trade paperback, hardcovers, whatever it may be. You get it at InStockTrades.com. Deals range from 50 to even 65% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that week to week. And if you order $50 or more in said order, you get free shipping, fantastic customer service, and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on this network, Omnibus Collectors Network. Shout out to our sponsor. Um, Also, this is totally improvised on air. Lou, help me out a
Mm.
bit because I need to get that slideshow. Talk
Mm.
about Patreon while I do that.
Patreon.com/omnibros live. I just remembered Gabe and I have to set a day for that. Where once a month you get to hang out with Gabe and I as we do a Zoom conference call. You guys get to join us. We shoot the shit for about an hour to 2 hours. And we usually have a good time. $5. You can find that link down below in the description. And on top of that, you get the archive of all our old streams. So, for example, let's say you miss a stream and damn, I couldn't make it, you still get to watch that stream because it's already archived in there. So there's literally hours of content in that link down below.
Hell yeah. Nice. So let's power through the IDW. I got it right here. Got a little
Cool.
nice little slideshow. Got to give a shout out to our friend, sorry, Brooks from the Facebook group. He was
Mhm.
the man finding this, and I cannot look through the Penguin or the other catalogs. I suck at that. So shout out to Brooks, always coming in clutch for the group, and I took those pictures for you guys here tonight. Okay, here we go. Now it's IDW gang, so I don't know every single property here. I
Mhm.
do know Transformers though. Let's see. So they announced a bunch of collected editions. This one is Transformers Volume 6, War's End, part of Transformers 2019. So I assume this is one of the recent reboots or whatever. Hardcover for $50, containing issues 37 to 43, Transformers War's End 1 through 4, and Fate of Cybertron. You can pause it and read that description right there. Transformers Last Bot Standing, which is pretty cool. I like this and I want to read it. This is a paperback, $17 or $18. This, oh, by the way, this the War's End comes out in November of this year, and Last Bot Standing comes out October 25th, 2022. And this is the war for Cybertron is over, but when a self-exiled hero awakens to a world under invasion, he realizes the war from Cybertron will never end. 4-issue series. Looks cool. I don't know anything about it, but I want to check it out. Now, this is exciting.
This is up your alley.
Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm not the biggest Power Ranger fan in the world, but I grew up with both Power Rangers and Godzilla kaiju films. So, of course, I'm going to check it out. This comes out in October 18. $18. Go figure. From Cullen Bunn and Freddie Williams. The second, sorry. And I don't have the description because it's just the whole miniseries. I think it's going to be like 4 or 5 issues.
Okay.
Next up, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Saturday Morning Adventures. Paperback for $13. This goes on sale October 11th and will collect. Find out in this special Saturday morning send up based on the classic 80s cartoon and brought to you by the creative team of blah 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 blah. There you go. So it's a throwback to the cartoons, not necessarily in the comic book continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Dan DiCarlo's Archie and Friends Artist Edition for $150 comes out October 11th. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, the 40th Anniversary Special Deluxe Edition coming out October 4th for $30. And this is by Larry Hama and a bunch of people. Even Rob Liefeld, unfortunately, but he's on there. So these aren't anniversary editions. I think would sell really well.
Mm-hmm.
If you obviously it's intimidating to get into G.I. Joe comics because they're closing, but this is like a nice. I find like these anniversary editions like a nice coffee table book to get started.
All right.
So if you want to get into the comics, maybe get this, and then suffer trying to fight scalpers for out of print books.
Jeez.
Best of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Collection Volume 2. Now, I have no idea there was a Volume 1, but this cover looks really interesting. I love the colors and this weird art style for the Turtles. I did not have the contents here. Well, it is coming out October 4th. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. It didn't say any particular issues. That's why I didn't download the image. Transformers Beast Wars Volume 3. Now, I didn't know they were putting out a Beast Wars comic, and I kind of want to check it out.
I was obsessed with Beast Wars as a kid. I'm surprised I still haven't read this, so I'm curious if it's any good. I don't know.
I would say this is the best Transformers era of Beast Wars.
The Gen 1?
Beast Wars overall. This is my hot take. I don't care about regular Transformers. I care about Beast Wars. That's what I grew up with. I'm kidding. I like them all. They're cool. But Beast Wars is superior.
Beast Wars was Beast Wars actually had pretty good storytelling. I mean, it tied in really well into the OG Gen 1 stuff, and overall there is a whole arc, and the story does end pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Over I think it's 3 seasons is what Beast Wars lasted.
3 seasons, yes. Mm-hmm. And then it became the other one, the
Beast Machines.
Beast Machines. That was garbage.
Oh yeah.
I hated that. Even back then when it came out, I'm like, I don't like this. Bring back the animals. Um, oh, so this collects issues 13 through 17 plus the 2022 annual. The plus before the epic climax. See, so I am assuming volume 4 will be the final one, the final volume. This a lot of people are going to be excited for Transformers: The IDW Collection Phase 3, Volume 3. This is the oversized hardcovers like the TMNT ones that a lot of people like to collect.
Yeah.
So this is part of that series of Phase 3 for
There's a lot
$60,
of them.
coming out September 27th.
Yeah.
And
My
this, yeah,
Oh, sorry. My advice to those of you out there, pick these up right now before they lose the license and this gets really, 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 really fucking tough to
yep.
get some of these editions because I think a few of them are already out of print, and since they don't have the license anymore,
Oh yeah, they're gonna go away.
yeah.
Do you agree with us? Dinobot and Ravage, the best characters.
Dinobot, yes. Ravage. Wow, Ravage was only in one episode though. That was a good episode he was in.
Yeah, he was the what animal was he? The
A panther. He was a Black
panther.
Panther. Yeah, and he only showed up in one or two episodes.
Right. Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
My favorites are Cheetor and uh, Silverbolt. Was that his name?
Silver Bowl. Yeah, man, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those two. And I think I still have old figures of those two, or at least Silverbolt, because he was my favorite of the bunch.
Right, right. I liked Depth Charge, and
Ooh,
what was the
nice.
one that he was always trying to kill? Rampage? Was no, not Rampage.
No, no, what's his name?
The one that had his spark taken out, and Megatron had it, and that's how he was controlling him.
Uh, that guy.
It was a crab.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember the names. I'm
So
such a hardcore fan. I'll look it up in a second.
yeah. Yeah, what I really liked about this series is they killed off characters. Pretty sometimes pretty unceremoniously.
Yeah.
I think Dinobot's send off was actually very heartwarming, and it was a level of storytelling that I'm like, wow, that was actually really good. Even back then as a kid, I realized, man, that was great. You get a whole episode of Dinobot kind of realizing like his time is coming, that he's outdated basically tech wise and stuff like that, and he ends up
Mhm.
sacrificing himself for the humans that are there, and then they bring his ass back as this Frankenstein monster.
I remember a podcast like 10, 20 years ago, or whatever,
Mhm.
that I listened to that they were interviewing Scott McNeil, the voice of Dinobot,
Mhm.
and he was saying like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like he's supposed to die. Yeah, sure. I'll come back next week and record the next episode." And the producers were like, "No, Scott. Like he's dead for real. Like nah, you're joking, right? Because that wasn't the norm in cartoons, especially
Right.
Western cartoons, and
Yeah.
that was one of the first deaths deaths of a character that really mattered."
Yeah. No, it totally did. It closed out his Warriors arc, and they brought him back for season 3 where he was a Transmetal 2. Jesus, I can't believe
Mhm.
I remember all this.
Nice.
Where he was a Transmetal 2.
It's such a nerdy show. I love it.
It really fucking is. But I'm telling you, okay, so the CGI looks horrible now, comparatively speaking, but the storytelling is actually really solid. There's a very solid foundation between a lot of the characters and characters having arcs and things closing out, especially towards the end of that series where you finish up all 3 seasons and fuck man, Tigerhawk dies, like a whole bunch of the Predacons die, a few Maximals died in that last season as well. They
Yeah.
went for broke in that last season, and I remember being bummed out because Tigerhawk was fucking OP as shit as a character,
Hmm.
and he just ends up sacrificing himself and getting blown up. And same thing with Depth Charge. Depth Charge ended up sacrificing himself in order to kill. Fuck, I can't remember that dude's name. The crab guy.
Wait.
Was it
Crab Beast Wars.
No, not Ravage.
Rampage.
Was it Rampage?
Yeah. He was a weird looking crab. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. My bad. Razor Claw.
Razor Claw?
Razor Claw is the crab.
Was he? No.
Yeah. Let me find. Are we talking about this guy? Hold on. Give me a second. I'll share the screen here again. Are we talking about this guy?
No.
Because that's the crab guy.
No, that's not the one, dude.
We need somebody nerdier than us to set the record straight.
Know it.
Rampage. Beast Wars Rampage. This guy?
Let me see. That's the one. Yeah, Rampage.
Okay. I don't know what the hell he was.
Yeah. But yeah, he ends up sacrificing himself to kill Rampage, and man, fucking.
Oh, he was a king crab.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh my god, I remember this episode too. This was sad. This was genuinely a sad episode. It was a transformer that the pod that it was in was damaged. So when he crash lands on Earth, he's, for all intents and purposes, he's not bright. He is, kind of special in that way. And at the end of the episode, he again ends up sacrificing himself in order to
That was
save.
a recurring theme for that guy.
It really was.
Interesting. What's up, Gio and Lou? How you doing, Lionheart? Chat. I'll get to you guys in a second. We're geeking out about Beast Wars. From what I noticed, Beast Wars toys were popular from 95 to 96. I think those years are right. Kids younger than me watched it, but they seemed to like the toys better. I watched the show, and I remember owning VHS copies of Beast Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of VHS copies in your household, they get damaged by mold, and you throw them out. So I didn't have that until like 20 years ago when they came out with the anniversary DVDs, which I still own. The Japan-only Beast Wars Neo toys look really cool. They did. Is this just nostalgia? Maybe, but really cool nostalgia.
I don't know, man. I honestly think there is a solid foundation there.
It was a really well-written show. The animation obviously was ahead of its time back then, but it definitely did not age well. I know it's controversial, but I would like to see a reboot of Beast Wars with modern CG work on it. Mm-hmm. Keep the same storyline. Don't change a damn thing. Just give me new updated visuals like you do with video games. Yeah. Just remaster the thing. I think it would look spectacular.
I remember Unicron first showing up was a huge thing. I was like, holy shit, that second moon was Unicron. What the fuck?
Waspinator. Yes. Scott also voiced him. He was the voice of
Waspinator.
Dinobot and Waspinator. Best Wolverine voice actor, in my opinion. Anyways. Share the screen again. Let's finish off the IDW stuff.
Did he voice him in X-Men Evolution?
Yes. Because all that was all done in Canada. All those shows.
X-Men Evolution was so good.
Oh, X-Men Evolution to me is the best X-Men animated show. I know animated series, whatever, blah blah blah. Evolution's my shit. I love that. Especially that second season when Magneto takes everybody to Egypt and they do the Four Horsemen and Apocalypse. Like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Going back to this, Transformers, this collects Revolutionaries issues 5 through 8, Lost Light issues 8 through 12, and Optimus Prime issues 7 through 10. So get it now before it's too late. GI Joe, Real American Hero, Rise of Serpentor. This guy looks kind of freaky. I don't want to mess with that guy, and I don't mean that in a villain kind of way. This comes out in September, containing all those issues right there. Re, blah, 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 blah. A Real American Hero issues 46 through 53, special missions 1 and 2. I'm going to read them because I don't want to get somebody mad like, oh, you didn't cover that one and you covered the other one. So, yeah. This is really cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Compendium Volume 1 hardcover edition for $150, but I'm pretty sure you can get it at In Stock Trades and all the other websites for less when it comes out in September. 800 pages. This Cowabunga dudes contains it's time to travel back to the 80s with the Turtles and discover where it all started. The collection of Mirage Studios issues 1 through 15, the micro series one shots for the Turtles, Fugitoid 1 and Tales of TMNT 1 through 5 is perfect for new readers trying to learn more about the Turtles or longtime fans, returning to the classics. I may pick this up. We'll see. But I'm excited for it. Because I don't own any of that stuff, nor have I read most of that stuff, so I'm excited. Bravo for Adventure, Alex Toth, Artist Edition, collecting all that stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Reborn, Volume 5, Peace Through Power. This is set after the IDW hardcovers, if you're collecting it that way. Volume 12 is the final one, and then it reboots into this thing. So this will eventually, hopefully, get collected in a hardcover as well. This collects issues 124 to 130 of TMNT. Genius Isolated. Nelson, this combines the first two PR3 volumes of TMNT The Works, right? I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so. And Best of EC Artisan Edition is also coming out. Usagi Yojimbo Saga Volume 6. This was previously through Dark Horse. This is the second edition being printed by IDW now that they have the rights. And Usagi Yojimbo Volume 4, Lone Goat and Kid. I see what they did there. This is the Fanographic stuff, if I remember correctly, being published in color for the first time.
Cool.
Kanto and the City of Giants, another collected edition for that series. A lot of people like that. When I see Kanto, it looks like a Sega Saturn game for some reason. It has that feel to it. With this wonderful image, the Rocketeer: The Complete Adventures Deluxe Edition for $100 comes out in October 25th, and another Usagi Yojimbo Crossroads from IDW, of course, October 11th, and that's it. Lots of cool stuff, but mostly if you are again Transformers and GI Joe fan, pick these books up before they go away and people start scalping them on eBay.
So, I'm out of the loop. Have they officially announced who's picking up the license for Transformers?
Not yet.
Are they going back to Marvel, I wonder, or what's going to happen with that?
No idea. There was a rumor that Skybound was interested in some of it, but we'll see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Hopefully Kirkman makes it happen, because I could see him putting up the money for that.
Yeah, no, that's a license that you're going to make money regardless of what you do with it.
Seeing all this stuff really makes me hope Marvel gets the rights back. I hope so, but I don't know.
No. Yeah, you got to think what you're losing, though, because, I mean, this is great, but you are going to be losing years and years of continuity, and a lot of this stuff will not get reprinted. So, again, I'm urging you guys, if you even have a passing interest in picking up these books, do so now, because once they're gone, they're going to be gone.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Moving on, guys. Let's talk a little bit about video games.
Hey.
PlayStation They did their state of play for March, revealing a bunch of titles, mostly from Japanese publishers, which is pretty interesting because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but PlayStation lately caters more to the West than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty exciting to have Japanese publishers like Square Enix and stuff like that, Capcom. I was excited. Comics are pretty expensive, huh? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So they announced that they did a live stream on YouTube, and I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was going to be like a 30-minute to 40-minute thing. No, it was like 15 minutes. Just a couple brief announcements. Let's see, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 announcements. That's not a whole lot to go on, but we're gonna highlight them here. We're not gonna share any video because we're gonna get copyright claimed or demonetized or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So this is from comingsoon.net. By the way, back in the day, before the internet, before social media, I should say, this was my website. I love this site, and I still come back to it. I would get all my news from these guys. So shout out to comingsoon.net for many years later providing me a link to show on our show live. That's awesome. Anyhow, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. 20 minutes. The first one that they announced was Exoprimal, a brand new IP from Capcom. Now, a lot of people were trolled because they saw dinosaurs and a red-haired lady, and I myself thought, "Oh my gosh, they're bringing back Dino Crisis." No.
Mm.
This is a brand new IP with these mech-looking suits, fighters, and dinosaurs have invaded. It's futuristic take on all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It looks bonkers, and I am all up for it, and I cannot wait. I am genuinely excited for this because I saw that shot
Yeah.
of them fighting the T-Rex. I'm like, I'm sold. I want all of that in my life.
You know, I completely forgot the state of play was today. I only saw it because you posted about it in the chat,
Yeah.
or I saw it on Twitter, one of the two. But I don't know. Overall, I was kind of let down by the state of play altogether. Maybe I probably had my expectations too high because I was like, man, they're gonna at least show us, maybe give us a little teaser of the new Persona, or
Oh
maybe,
no.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
or maybe they'll announce, hey, you can finally play all the Persona games on the PS4 and PS5,
Yeah.
or maybe even a trailer of the new Final Fantasy game. I'd be like, damn, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I
We
mean, they
did get
showed,
an update for a Final Fantasy game, but not the one that you're thinking of.
yeah, not the one we want.
Yeah. But what did you like Exoprimal? Are you interested in that?
Okay, so this sounds right up my alley. I again have not seen the trailer, but judging by the screenshots that I have seen and the description you've given me, fuck yeah! Like, come on, that sounds badass.
Yeah. I know Capcom gets a lot of shit these days, but they're one of my favorite companies, so I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah.
I'm all in for this.
Oh dude, Capcom has been just killing it lately. The last Resident Evil game, Monster Hunters that have been coming out.
We didn't talk about Street Fighter 6 last week.
That logo.
The logo controversy, that was hilarious. I assumed it was just a, what do they call those? A temporary thing. What's the proper term for it?
Stock image.
Stock image, stockholder, or placeholder. There we go. I thought it was a placeholder for the final logo because it's just a tease.
Yeah.
Because whatever. And the visuals, a lot of people were upset, but again, they've always done this. Each Street Fighter looks different from the previous one.
Yeah.
Go back and watch all of them, and they have distinct looks on them. And honestly, if you have the Resident Evil engine thing, why not go for those graphics? So I thought it looked okay. My dude was looking extra beefy, Ryu, but
Ryu is fucking huge.
they like stretched his image. And I'm like, this is like, he's like Hulk now. He's super massively wide. What's happening? But I will judge this game harshly once they reveal my girl Chun Li. So we'll see about that.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what they do with her.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
I personally love that 2D art style. I think they hit the right balance. It was Street Fighter 4, right? Where they came back, where they went back to basics.
4 was with like the
2D,
cell
3D.
shaded look with 3D,
Yeah. Yeah. That I love Street Fighter 4. That was cool.
and then 5 was more like now with
Mm,
3D renderings.
mm.
Um, don't worry, Capcom will throw in monetization in the game to get the fans to forget the logo. Probably.
Here's the thing, man, with Street Fighter games is you never buy them at launch. You just wait a year or two if you can.
I made the mistake with Street Fighter 5. I bought it at lunch,
Yeah.
and now, so Exoprimal, cool. We got an extended look at Ghostwire Tokyo, but I didn't care for it because I'm already sold. I'm getting this game at the end of the month. This is
Oh,
something that I've been excited for since the PlayStation 5 was revealed.
okay.
So wasn't for me. I'm already buying this. This looks awesome. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. This is one of the weirdest Final Fantasy things ever,
I don't even know what
and
this
not
is.
in a good way. I'm not interested. It looks like a PlayStation 3 game, honestly, at times. And the thing here was a trailer, extended look or whatever, and the game now has a demo, and you can download it right now on your PlayStation 5 or
I'm
PlayStation
good.
4.
I'm good.
Honestly, it's a pass. I don't care at all.
Yeah.
Forspoken got a new trailer, and it looks really cool. Kind of hip and modern with the references and the characters and all that stuff. But it looks interesting. I kind of want to check it out eventually.
Mhm.
Gundam Evolution got a new trailer. This is basically like Overwatch, but with Gundams. And yes, please, let's go. I want this in my life. I think this is the proper thing for to get new people hooked on the IP of Mobile Suit Gundam, because you're doing it battle royale style with Overwatch esque. Yes, it's not a simulated thing like other games when you're piloting the mech and the strategy. This is just a shooter and all that stuff. I don't care. I'm getting this day one. Now
That's a good collection.
this was the winner of the whole thing,
Yeah.
honestly. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. Now, I need to get the other image because it's not on here. It has a crap ton of games, but really it's kind of like three versions of the same four titles, but still a lot of games, like 13 of them.
It's 19. 19 in total is what this is.
19, there we go. It has the arcade games, it has the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and surprisingly, the Game Boy versions, the Game Boy games. I was not expecting that at all because when people envision like a 90s or Turtles collection, they always leave out the Game Boy stuff. Let me get the list here real quick. And of
It's
course,
actually
outside it. Yeah,
it's
go ahead.
impressive. It's a good little collection. It's a pretty impressive one.
Dude, I am on cloud freaking nine between this and the Capcom Fighting Collection that's coming out. Hell yes.
Hmm.
You remember you remember about that one? I don't think we talked about it last week or the other week before.
No. No. Omar was really excited for it. I know that.
I am super thrilled because finally I get to own my favorite fighting game franchise, which is Darkstalkers, on the Switch. Thank you, please, because I don't want to pay ridiculous PlayStation money for PlayStation 1 copies because they go for a lot of money on eBay. Oh my gosh, where's the freaking image? Basically, it has the arcade games 1 and 2. It has Tournament Fighters, Turtles in Time. what was the other one? The Gemstone Heist, whatever that came out for the Genesis and the 3 Game Boy games, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But I want to read it. I want to show it just in case for people out there. This is it's by Konami. There we go. Okay, here we go. And this is, by the way, coming out on Switch and other platforms. So don't worry. I know a lot of people would rather collect stuff for Switch than PlayStation.
You're a Switch guy.
Yeah. Because I saw this, I'm like, Konami, don't do this to me. You gotta put it on the Switch, man. I mean, it's not the same. I need these to go. I don't need this on a PlayStation.
Given the choice, you will take the Switch version most of the time, right?
Yes, absolutely. But if it was just a PlayStation thing, I would have gotten to the PlayStation because I love the Turtles. If this is the cover image that they use for the box art, that's awesome. I love it. This contains. This is a blog post. Oh my gosh!
Will limited run games make a special edition to this? That's what I want.
I don't think so because they. I think even you shared it on our chat. Konami's with Digital Eclipse.
Yeah,
they're handling the physical release.
Oh, okay. Well, good to see Konami's putting something out.
Yeah. Although they did get that indie roguelike game a couple months ago that's out on the Switch. I don't know the name of it. Turtles 2, Manhattan Project, Tournament Fighters. So this is very reminiscent of like a Street Fighter collection where you have multiple versions of the same game. So if you want to play the NES version and then switch to the Genesis and stuff like that, you can do it with this collection. Regardless, I'm excited. Turtles in Time, Tournament Fighters, 2 of my favorite Turtle games. So yes.
Turtles in Time is a classic. I hated the hoverboard sections. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they announced that Giga Bash, which is a kaiju brawler, and looks really cool.
Always fun.
Obviously, it doesn't have any Toho licenses, so it's all made up brand new monsters, but it's still cool nonetheless. And I wish I could show the footage, but you can check it out on YouTube right there. I don't know, because I want to get Dawn of the Monsters, which is coming out on Switch this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that is heavily stylized compared to this one, so kind of prefer that one over this. And that one will be out on all platforms as well.
Okay.
That one's by Way Forward, the people that worked on Shansei. Here is a very bizarre announcement. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. This is essentially a remastered version, of the game that came out back in the PlayStation 3 era.
Wow.
So they updated the visuals, new voices, new music, graphics, obviously. They're redone or retouched, and on different platforms. PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, Steam, Xbox, and Xbox Series X. I don't think it's going to run super well on the Switch, but just to say I have a physical JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game, I will probably pick it up.
This is one series that I've always meant to watch or read, but I've always heard just watch it because it's so much fun and it's so crazy that it's just a blast to watch the anime.
Yes. But don't let part 1 influence your decision on the franchise.
I've heard
that is arguably the worst part of the series, but it's still good nonetheless because you get introduced to the whole lore and characters that you will keep reading about or watching later on in the different seasons.
Yeah, I've heard that exact same thing. I've heard some people go as far as to say, if you want, you could skip, kind of just watch a quick recap of what happens in season 1, then just go from there.
I mean, season 1, it's only at 8 episodes. So,
okay.
or part 1, I should say, it's only 8 episodes, and it's in the London in the 1800s. So it has that period feel, and it has the birth of all the JoJo memes. So for that reason alone, I don't think you should skip it.
It was me,
And
Dio. Is that in there or whatever it is?
Dio and all the memes that you know about JoJo, they start there.
Okay.
And part 2 was in like the 20s, and you had Nazis and Aztec warriors, and then part 3 was in Egypt. Part 4 is in where the hell's part 4? In Japan, and part 5 is in Italy. I still haven't seen or read part 5, which is a shame because the main character has my name. So you would think I would watch it, but I haven't yet. I'm a fake fan.
Isn't Jotaro? I think he's the one with the hat, the purple hat or whatever, and he's like jacked, and he looks like he's. They say he's like a teenager, but he looks like he's 40. Isn't he the most popular one?
He's 16 in that series, and he looks like a bodybuilder 40-year-old dude. That's awesome. A lot of people, I still don't know which of the JoJo's is my favorite. I like them all. They're all so different from each other. James likes part 2. That's his favorite. Again, each part is so unique and awesome. And the way that it's a generational story, I love that. This is turning into a JoJo stream. Riley would be proud. JoJo part 1 is fine, just sags in the middle, but first and last 3 episodes are great. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. So this game is coming out, but I gotta be honest, I'm still disappointed that we don't have JoJo's Venture remastered again by Capcom. That was their 2D fighter, similar to Street Fighter, with the same graphics and all that stuff. That's the game I want to see again, because it is one of the Dreamcast and PlayStation 1's most expensive games. I'm talking like 150 to 200 bucks for a PlayStation 1 game. It's insane.
Jesus. Oh my god.
And they re-released it as an HD remaster back in the PlayStation 3 era, but it was digital only on the PlayStation Network.
Oh, wow.
And that they closed that, and you can't get that game anymore. So, yeah, we're stuck with this, which is a 3D fighter. Still looks cool, but I kind of prefer, for fighters, I kind of prefer the old school 2D with the sprites.
Same.
Moving on from that, I'm excited for this. Ever since I saw the first teaser, Trek to Yomi, this looks really cool. It's one of those 2.5D landscape views for games, or whatever they're called.
Cool.
It's a samurai game, super difficult, and it is in black and white, like a old samurai movie from the 50s and 60s. Again, it looks really awesome. I can't wait for that. Returnal is getting an update with co-op and survival mode, and a free update.
Okay, I gave up on that game. I was like, yeah, fuck this.
I thought it was going to be like PlayStation 5's Metroid game, because it has elements of that, but then I saw like it's the roguelike element, and you die and you go back. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in that. I don't want to suffer. No. The Dio Field Chronicle from Square Enix, a new RPG, tactic-based, if I remember correctly. This will be out on PlayStation and Xbox, Switch, and Steam. So I'm not super huge into tactical games, but it looks cool. Kind of.
I'm surprised they're putting this out so soon, because they literally just dropped Triangle Strategy last week. Last Friday. It hasn't even been a week, and here's our new tactical game. Come on, guys. Like, did you have no faith in it? Because I don't know. I want to play Triangle Strategy. I'm probably going to end up picking it up, because I've played so much Elden Ring that I'm at the point where I'm like, I might not finish this game because I am like starting to get burned out. I need to switch things up and add something else.
Yeah.
I need to add something else.
Triangle Strategy, I want to get it because it looks interesting, but not right away. However, I thought that was super lazy. They printed out an alternate cover for
Yeah.
your game, and I spent like the digital coins that you get, the free ones
Hmm.
from my Nintendo Club account or whatever,
Yeah.
and I downloaded the official PDF with the higher resolution. So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it there, and when eventually I get the game, I want to print it out and do like a reversible thing for it because it looks cool. I'll show
Yeah.
you guys later if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, dude.
So Dio Field Chronicle. Speaking of JoJo's, and the last one is Valkyrie Elysium.
No clue what
Did
this is.
not think we were going to get a Valkyrie game, honestly. I'm not into these games at all, but it looks cool, and hopefully people get to play them. Don't get them at launch though. When the game comes out, give it like a month. You're
Yeah.
gonna get it for like $10 to $15 less if you
Yeah.
know where to look.
That's why I'm kind of holding out on Triangle Strategy. 'Cause I'm like, I bet you in about 2 months with Square Enix track record, I could probably pick that up for $40 on Amazon.
I saw the Tales of Arise for PlayStation 5.
Hmm.
I saw that down to $30.
That's good. That's a good RPG. I started it, and again, I just have not finished it because there's so many fucking games. But Tales of Arise is really good. It's fun.
I want to check it out. Also, guys, look at this. This is from the Capcom game. How how can you not love that?
Oh my
Whatever
god.
is happening there, kind of looks like a Michael Bay Transformers movie, but I'm in it. I'm loving it.
Oh my god.
I want to download this and make it our background for tonight. So give me a second.
Go for it.
I'm going to change it up just for tonight. Add background and image.
Did you say you didn't see the Batman, right?
No, I'm waiting for the HBO Max, which will be April 18 or 19 or something.
They announced it
Oh, look
officially.
at that.
19. That looks cool.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
That looks pretty badass. They announced it officially. I think it's some April 19th, April 15th, something like that. I ended up watching it. I watched it last Saturday.
Give us your spoiler-free thoughts on
It
it.
was very good. I mean, I need to watch it again. I really do. It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Did you have a good theater experience?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
Okay.
Everybody was really chill. Everybody enjoyed it a lot. Um, all that stuff about it being better than The Dark Knight, I don't think so. I don't think it's better than The Dark Knight. Um, Mainly because pacing. The
Okay.
Dark Knight moves. Like it goes from one moment to the next really fucking fast.
And they're
This is
near the same time, length, right?
yeah. Yeah. The Dark Knight I think is like 240. It's up there as well.
And this
This
one's
is
255.
yeah, so it's pretty close to it. Um this is much slower. It's definitely a detective story. I did not hate this. I thought it was really good. I thought it was great. Penguin is fantastic. Colin Farrell steals every fucking scene he's in as the Penguin. He is so goddamn good in this movie. You can tell he was having fun. I just had some quibbles and some problems that I can't get into really here. I thought some of the character relationships I'm just like, okay. That doesn't
Okay.
really work too much for me. And I kind of found myself my wife knocked out about halfway through it. Yeah, she totally fell asleep about halfway through it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I asked her after we left the theater, she was like, yeah, it was okay. She didn't really care for it too much. I think it might be, for me, I think it might be a victim of its own hype because everybody, even though I only saw that one trailer, everybody was saying, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. This is incredible. This is the best Batman movie ever. And I'm like, yeah, it was good. It was certainly better than the last stuff that we got from Snyder, but to me, it doesn't top the Dark Knight. I thought it was great.
What do you think of Pattinson as Batman?
I thought he was great. I mean, it's an interesting movie because this is not Pattinson only has 3 or 4 scenes where he's not in the suit. the rest of the movie, he is in the suit. So I would say his screen time is probably like 90-95% of the time. He is in the suit. And it's not where he shows up sporadically. He is all over this movie. But he's great. He gives it another layer where this is Batman year 2. So he's still kind of trying to figure out what the hell he's doing. And it's very obvious they didn't go for like he's the ninja route or anything like that with him. It just seems like more he's a brawler in this, and they play with that because there are certain scenes where I'm like, well, Batman wouldn't do this, and it took me out of it a little bit. But then I had to remember this is year 2 Batman, and it doesn't seem like he's had that ninja training or anything like that, and he's just figuring it out as he goes. So I'm looking forward to what they do in the future. I will say they couldn't fucking resist. I knew it. I fucking knew it. They could not resist doing one thing that I was like, I bet you they're gonna do it somehow, and they did. It's not the pearls. They did not do the pearls. I was so fucking happy they didn't do the pearls.
Oh, didn't you have a bet with Jess about the pearls?
I did. Yes, I did. I think I said that the
Oh.
pearls would show up in this.
Oh, okay. So let's keep
forgot what
quiet
I
and
forgot
see
what
what happens if Jess watches the movie.
I forgot what the bet was. There was another bet that I had with him, and I was like, I bet this happens. And sure enough, they could not fucking resist, and I was like, come on. I almost walked away from the theater with that and going, wow, they didn't do it. And I'm like, they fucking did it in the last 5 minutes of this movie. God damn it. That's just me nitpicking. Okay, so yeah, he was great. Selena Kyle is great as Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. She's fantastic. All the side characters are great, man. Honestly, they do a lot of cool stuff with the character. They explore a lot of the mythos. They change things up. I'm excited to see. So this is a trilogy, or a rumored trilogy so far. So I'm excited to see where they take it for the next one. But I will say, it's really slow. This is a really fucking slow movie. And about 2 hours in, I'm like, I'm starting to check my watch. I'm starting to kind of feel it. I'm nodding off a little bit. And then we get that badass chase scene with the penguin that you've seen in the trailer,
Yeah.
and the Batmobile. And I'm like, okay, you just brought me back. All right, we're good. It has pacing issues. It really has some bad pacing issues because the Riddler is his presence is very felt for the first half of the movie, and then it's like he's gone for almost an hour, and it's kind of like they remembered, oh shit, we got to bring the Riddler back. We kind of had to wrap the story up, but it's really cool. It's very apparent that Matt Reeves did his homework because he takes things from all over the place. There are elements of No Man's Land. There's elements of Hush. There's elements of Long Halloween. And jokes and there's stuff all over the place here, and I'm super excited to see if this is the rumored trilogy where he goes next.
Nice. Speaking of DC, James, we're going to talk about it, but you brought it up. This is nothing new. I was not surprised at all.
Yeah, me either.
This has happened in the past, but it's kind of sad because we're not going to get Aquaman this year. We're going to have to wait just a couple more months, and we'll see it in, I think it's March. WB shuffles release dates. Aquaman 2 and Flash get delayed to 2023. Shazam moves up to Christmas. And League of Super Pets got moved to July, and Black Adam is moving to October. From
This year?
what of this year? Yeah.
Okay.
From what so Legion of Super Pets gets the Black Adam date, and then Black Adam moves to October, late October. So it's gonna do good, I guess, for like the Thanksgiving early holiday period. Rumor has it that I read somewhere on Twitter that Shazam screened really well, so that's why they moved it up. And Black Adam did not screen as well, So they pushed it, and they're fixing some things. Obviously, COVID related things means
Yeah.
extra crunch time trying to get that all like post production work done. So I'm sure that has to do with the delay. But yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the delays happen all the time. Stuff gets moved around, but that Black Adams, that does disappoint me because it could just mean they have to run and do reshoots, and they might need to really heavily edit it because maybe they have a cut that they test screened and it probably, like you said, didn't do so hot. So, what's the new release dates again? Where were they?
Uh, Hold on,
I'm looking
I
for
got you.
it.
Deadline, the dates. Let me share the article again here, or for the first time. Sorry, my head's all over the place. Okay, Warner Brothers release dates for all these movies. DC League of Super Pets. Let me zoom in because you can't see that.
I'm looking forward to that. That looks fun.
The latest trailer sold me on it. I
Yeah.
want to check it out, even if it's not what I wanted it to be. DC League of Super Pets moves from May to July 29th.
Okay.
The Flash moves from November to June of next year. That's pretty significant. Because
From November.
Aquaman, December to March of next year, that's okay. That's just a couple months. But November to June, I mean, cool. Now you're making it a summer blockbuster. That's fun.
I mean, yeah, that's not a it's not a bad sign. It's not like they're just throwing it in January, you
Yeah.
know?
Shazam, Fury of the Gods moves up from last year to December of this year.
Hmm.
And if you care at all, I had no idea they were doing a Meg 2.
Fuck
That
yeah.
that has been set for August of next year.
Fuck yeah, I'm all in for that, dude. Oh, Wonka got moved as well. This Wonka fucks, okay? Timothy Chalamet. Have you seen the step photos? This dude
Yeah.
gets laid, okay? This is
Yeah.
a different Wonka.
Yep. This is a whole new universe. Um,
All right, so
so yeah, I'm
uh,
not I'm not too bummed out. Honestly, it's all
you,
right.
you know, I'm willing to bet they pushed League of Super Pets to July. It's closer to the end of summer, and I'm willing to bet they did that because of Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
Because that comes out really close to that date, and they were probably like, let's
yeah.
just kind of shuffle this around to July. So that doesn't surprise me. The
Hmm.
Flash, that fucking surprises me. That is a really big fucking delay.
Yep.
That's 7 months. It's almost that's over half a year that they're pushing this thing back, and you gotta wonder, this has got to be done, right, or almost done at this point. They,
It is. I think it's close to being finished.
yeah.
Filming. I think.
Um, Aquaman being pushed back, that's surprising to me, but that's only a few months. Again, March is a good time because it's March is slowly starting to become that kickoff season of where you starting to get more summer movies showing up
Yeah.
around that time. And the fact that there's really probably nothing else around it means they probably have a lot of faith with it, and they don't want it to be thrown into the craziness of the summer. Um,
Also, December, Avatar 2 comes out. And even though we're not super thrilled about it, it
yeah.
is Avatar and it's going to make a lot of money and people are
Oh,
going to go watch that because
my
of the
wife
brand.
My wife is super excited for it. She loves the first one. Yeah, she
So
can't wait.
some people are speculating maybe it's bad to have two aquatic movies going head to head
Yeah.
for Christmas. Honestly, Aquaman all the way, but I get it. And so now Shazam is competing against Avatar and the Blue Aliens.
Hmm. Wonka, whatever. Okay. Um,
Wonka's a HBO stream, honestly.
yeah, I'll wait for that to be on HBO and I'll watch that. Um,
Meg, you got to see it on IMAX.
yeah. So Shazam getting dropped, moving from June to December is great. Like you said, it means they probably have a lot of confidence in it. December is no slouch. December is a good month for the family movies and stuff like that, and a lot of people are on Christmas break, and you got family over, and you don't want to deal with them, so you shut them the fuck up by taking them to a movie for 2 hours. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. It's definitely the one that's the most concerning to me is Black Adam.
So Black Adam from July 29 to October 21st.
Mm,
It's not too big of a
mm.
stretch, so we'll see what happens.
But I mean, it's The Rock, dude. The Rock is a summer blockbuster machine. That's why you put him there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder how this will affect HBO Max Batgirl. Yeah, it was originally supposed to take place after The Flash. Yeah, Batgirl is in continuity with the DCEU.
It'll get delayed.
Uh, they haven't said anything,
Oh,
but it wouldn't surprise me if it gets delayed as well. I would do it if continuity is an issue. I would do it, especially because it's an HBO Max movie and not everybody's gonna necessarily watch the two things.
mm-hmm.
I would delay it as well for next year.
Yeah. So
But hey, 2022, we're in the COVID era. We're used to delays now. Uh,
it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm like, okay, we'll watch it when we get a chance to watch
there's
it.
so much stuff to watch, guys.
Yeah.
People are acting like, oh my God. On Twitter, I'm like, guys, there's so much media to consume these days. I don't care.
Just give me another season of Peacemaker. Okay, that's all I care about right now.
Definitely. And last but not least, we got to talk about this. Obi-Wan. Hey, I think we can share this because it's like a low res GIF or GIF.
Mm-hmm.
That's good enough. We're not gonna get claimed, hopefully. What did you think of the Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser?
This looks so fucking good, dude. They clearly put some money behind this show. It's very apparent where the lack of the Boba Fett money went, because this looks like it has a higher budget than Boba Fett, just by judging all this.
Keep in mind, this is labeled as a limited series, so it's a one and done show. Six
Oh yeah,
episodes, that's it. So I'm pretty sure they filmed this with a movie budget in mind.
yeah, and it's apparent. It's very apparent where Boba Fett is like, yeah, we're in the desert. Okay, we've got a few huts, a few people in prosthetics. That's all you get, man. Oh wait, we're putting Mandalorian in this. Okay, let's move
And,
some.
and even Mandalorian, some of the episodes, they're okay. They're like TV okay.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about the directing or the cinematography, whatever. I'm just talking about the overall look. Like
Yeah.
it looks like a TV show. This looks like a straight up movie.
Yeah, Look, man, you could stick Duel of the Fates on just about anything, and it'll be fucking awesome.
I was not expecting that, and when I heard it, it hit me in the feels. I'm like, "Oh, we're doing this! All right."
Yeah, yeah. No, this looks completely badass. Who's the antagonist in it? I know it's the bald white guy. That guy right there.
It's the bad guy from Rebels, the lead Inquisitor, whatever his name is,
Okay.
and of course, Darth Vader is going to be in it.
Yeah. Hayden
So
Christensen
you can't
has,
do TV budget with Darth Vader. You got to go movie style.
Hayden Christensen has said he's reprising the role of
Mhm.
Vader, so
Yep.
or Anakin, however they're gonna do it. But god damn, dude, I'm fucking really excited for this because it looks really good.
And Obi-Wan comes out on the 45th anniversary of A New Hope. That's nice.
Cool. That's
And
real.
if you take a look at the trailer, the visual style is neither the prequels nor the original trilogy. Sort of a blend of styles. So it's sort of looks to me at least like a transition piece because you're moving into the original story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see. I'm all in, and this comes out. When does this come out? May 25th, which just happens to be the day before this year's Star Wars celebration. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm super excited to hang out with Space Jesus.
The story begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker. blah 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 blah.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Anakin was a whiny bitch in those 3 movies. Okay,
Yes, he was.
you know he wasn't the most likable character. And I know a lot of you have rose tinted glasses for the prequels, but I fucking remember a lot of you assholes hating the prequels as well. Okay? The ongoing joke for years was the prequels are terrible. They were a bastardization of Star Wars. And then all of a sudden the new trilogy started and everybody's like, well, the prequel's not that bad. You
It's not
know?
that bad, guys. I mean, come on.
Shut up.
They
Come on.
started doing video essays on YouTube on how nostalgic it is and how good. I'm like, where
Come
were
on.
you when those movies came out to defend
You
them?
know, I will give you the third film. I'll give you the third one, the third prequel, Revenge of the Sith.
That's the
I think
best one. Yeah,
it's the best one of the three, and
yeah.
it's actually not terrible. It's really good. Um, and I will give you
Phantom
the
Menace was
ending of Phantom Menace. I'll give you that.
yeah. Phantom Menace. It's a nostalgia spot, man. Or I was what 12, 13, whatever when that came
Yeah.
out, and I watched it. It was my first time seeing a Star Wars movie, a brand new one in theaters. I,
Mhm.
it'll always be a special thing, even though I recognize it's a pretty terrible movie. But it had that practical feel from the original, and the creatures and the early CG stuff I didn't mind, and of course Darth Maul and the updated fights, and
Yeah.
then Attack of the Clones, was it?
Yeah, Attack of the Clones is the second one.
That's
Jeez,
the worst to me. That's still the worst Star Wars movie of all time.
that's terrible. That movie's horrible.
If I were to rate the 9 films, it would be 2, 1,
Mm.
9, 3, 7, 8, 6, 4, 5. There you
Man,
go.
you just went off the top of your head with that one. Wow.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was now, truth be told, I was thinking about it earlier while I watched the trailer. I'm like, how would I rank these? And I started going through each one.
Oh well, Empire is a classic. Like Empire is,
That's the top one
yeah,
forever and ever.
yeah. You just, and it's always the one that everybody goes, it's almost as good as Empire, but it's not quite there.
Not quite there. Yeah.
Everybody has that same fucking opinion. I'm like, man, Empire is so fucking badass.
It's the best one technically, but my favorite Star Wars movie has always been Return of the Jedi
Oh wow.
because it's so bombastic compared to
Yeah.
everything else. You got the Boba Fett stuff with the Sarlacc, and then you got the Ewoks, and you got the awesome space combat scenes and the final duel and all that stuff. That's my favorite.
Ooh,
Oh, Rogue
Rogue
One.
One.
I left that one out on purpose because it's not a numbered Skywalker saga. Sorry, but if I were to place it in there, it would be below the original trilogy on my ranking. So like after, do you guys want me to do that again? Jesus, I already forgot. Hold on, I can do it again.
You got it.
I said 1, 2, 1, 3. No, 2, 1, 9, 3. I already forgot. 7,
Yeah.
8, Rogue One, 6, 4, 5.
Man, you know what? I put Rogue One much higher on my list. I think it's my second favorite. I love Rogue One.
I like Rogue One for the finale, for the fan
Oh yeah.
service at the end. From
Well,
as soon as they start fighting on the beach till
yeah.
the final scene.
Yeah, no. Rogue One takes its time to build everything up, but you get the last 40, 30 minutes of that movie is actually the war a part in Star Wars because
Yeah.
it's so good. The last 40 minutes is what you really come to see this movie for.
Mm-hmm. I saw episode 1 the Thursday night, Friday morning show at 12:30 a.m. That crowd was pumped. There were plenty of cosplayers. It was an experience. And I remember the interviews as soon as people came out of the theaters. This thing was amazing. Oh my god. And then a couple of weeks later, I didn't like it as much. I don't like Star Wars anymore.
Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. I really don't know because I didn't think the new trilogy was that bad. I
It just lacked cohesiveness. It was
yeah
just all over the place. That's why I don't like it as much.
yeah.
But they had really cool ideas that I loved.
I thought Force Awakens was a good
Relaunch of everything.
relaunch.
Yeah.
It's what we needed after the prequels and for so many years. I thought it was serviceable and it was really good, and
Mhm.
it introduced us to new characters. You know what? I'm an apologist for what was the second one? I can't. Is it Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi. Yes.
I'm an apologist for Last Jedi. I really like Last Jedi. I don't love it, but I like it a lot.
It has a lot of interesting themes deconstructing the whole saga.
Right.
And then their biggest mistake, okay, like you messed up, whatever, you got a new director and he changed things, whatever. But then he leaves, and then you get Abrams back, and he's like trying to shuffle things out of nowhere. And one of the biggest sins is the opening where
You get the crawl.
Poe, the opening crawl, and then Poe literally says, "Somehow Palpatine has come back." I'm like, really? That's how we're gonna do it now? Yikes!
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
really, to me, the biggest mistake was that transition between 8 and 9 because they didn't know how to fix the whole plot and stuff, and they just messed everything up. However, I will say, Episode 9, what's the little alien dude?
Babu Frick.
Best. He's the best alien in the Star Wars universe. I love that guy. I would die for him. And the Palpatine at the end, where he's like super ugly and
Yeah.
like almost like death. That was a badass. I love that stuff. Everything else, whatever.
Yeah.
My man, there you go.
It's
There you go. You guys can read it.
the laundry list of problems that I have. I think that's the second worst Star Wars film. The episode 9, I think is the second worst Star Wars film. I think there is very little to redeem that film. All of a sudden Kylo Ren has instant transmission, and the powers come in and out of fucking nowhere. Oh my god, oh my god! And then that opening crawl where you, I will always remember this, where the crawl is basically filling you in on everything. I heard a nerd in the back go, "What the fuck?" Like he was really mad that we basically missed a whole fucking movie's worth of stuff, but they threw it into an opening crawl.
Yep. Yep. Because they did not know how to patch things up, which is a
No,
shame.
no, they
They
really.
got scared of the outcry from fans when episode 8 debuted it,
Yeah,
and they didn't know how to recover from that.
yeah. It was literally just what you said. The opening crawl was, yeah, Palpatine's back. We don't really know how, and our heroes are on a quest to figure that out.
Somehow Palpatine is back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, guys. Number one, we looked at each other and said, "What the fuck?" That was around Jar Jar. Jar Jar Binks, man.
If they
That actor did not deserve the hate that he got.
No, he didn't. He really didn't. I genuinely felt bad for that poor guy. But if I could jettison Jar Jar into outer space, I would have done so
Did
immediately.
you learn his final fate that he became a street clown in the streets of Tatooine, I think?
Wait, hold up. What?
Mos Eisley, or in one of the novels said after episode 6, you find out that he becomes a street performer for kids because people were mad that he was one of the votes to usher in Palpatine and the Empire in episode 3. So he had a fall from grace kind of thing, and now he was just a street performer, and people would just mock him and throw stuff at him.
I'm cool with that.
That's a horrible fate and perfect for Jar Jar. Oh, the Darth Jar Jar twist, that would have been amazing. They need to
Yeah,
make like a what if comic or something and make that happen. I would read it.
I would read that.
It was Jar Jar all along. I thought I read the other day that something in the current Star Wars comics ties into the origin of Snoke. Any news on that? I've been out of the loop. I don't know. Sorry. I
Yeah,
want to read the War of the Bounty Hunters because that's my favorite thing about Star Wars, aside from Jedi lore,
yeah.
is bounty hunters. But I haven't read anything. I haven't kept up with Star Wars.
Yeah, Snoke is such an interesting character because it felt like JJ was really setting him up in that first movie. Like, this is the big bad. This is the bad motherfucker that you're gonna deal with. And you get into the second movie, and Kylo kills him at the
I was
very
shocked.
end. I was shocked, but it goes back again where even in the if you look at that first trailer, it says this is not Luke. You hear him say, "This is not how you think this is gonna go." And that's kind of the overarching theme of the whole movie, where you
Yeah.
keep thinking this is going to go one way, and it goes the complete other direction in it. And
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. I love the moment where Luke says, "What do you think? I'm just going to stand there and take them all on using my light sword and using powers and stuff like that?"
Yeah.
And you're thinking that's exactly what's going to happen at the end of the movie when he's standing there, and sure enough, it's not. That's not what happens, and he kind of beats Kylo in a different way. I
Mm-hmm.
really dug that. It beat my expectations. I see why certain fans did not care for that. I get that because we've had years and years of canon telling us this is what Luke did after the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And we kind of see him as this guy who he's old now, he's crotchety, he doesn't really want to do the force thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked it. I liked the turn on that.
Yeah.
And it also it also has one of my favorite fucking moments of ever being in a movie theater. I've told this before on the show, where Luke throws the lightsaber from behind his from behind himself, and
Yeah.
I just hear a nerd in the background scream, "No!"
A good friend of mine, when he saw that, that's not right. Luke wouldn't do that. I'm like, that's kind of the point, that he grew disillusioned and would do that
Yeah,
because we as human beings suffer from that, and we do that as well, and we go like against our former selves.
yeah. Gio,
Hey, Buggy, I haven't seen you in a while.
man, that's been a minute.
Thank you for joining.
And Gio, I wish you were there because if you felt the audible pain that that nerd felt in his heart the moment that that happened, there was
Oh man,
it just felt there was something so visceral and literal pain in the way he said that in the theater that I started
nice.
busting out laughing.
Oh man, maybe stuff was left out. The sequel, they're gonna explore that spinoff. Maybe I they're cooking something up.
Yeah.
Because the Mandalorian stuff is setting it's that time period. I think they're gonna do something big with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mandalorian, Boba Fett, and the Ahsoka show is in that time frame. I think it's all gonna lead up to something like Marvel style. They're gonna build up to something, and
Yeah.
of course, they're gonna do another trilogy years from now. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're so Ryan Johnson, the one that did this, the second of the trilogy, was supposed to have a new trilogy all to himself. They haven't said anything about that. Taika Waititi was supposed to do a Star Wars movie, or he is planning to do a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
Haven't said anything about that for a while either. So it seems like they're just focusing on the TV stuff right now.
yeah, yeah. Which is good. Especially Obi-Wan, I think is going to be huge because you're getting the older fans
Mm-hmm.
and the old fans, and then the older fans, which is us from the prequel era, and
Mm-hmm.
you're getting the new fans as well, and they're all going to be emotionally invested in the rematch of Vader versus Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I will be severely disappointed if Mandalorian doesn't end with Baby Yoda finally getting a badass little Mandalorian armor set with the lightsaber
The ears, yeah.
with the ears sticking out of the sides of the
Yeah.
helmet.
The High Republic has quite a bit of printed material already.
Oh,
I want to check that out. I haven't read any of that stuff.
yeah. Charles Soule's got a bunch of books out, doesn't he? that are considered canon.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of canon and books, you
Hmm.
guys can get them at InStockTrades.com, your official sponsor of Omnibros Live and the official source website to get all your collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, hardcover, trade paperback, all that fun stuff. You get it at InStock Trades, daily deals, offers every single week. You got to check it out. Books up to 50 to even 65% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Also, at the end of every month, we like to do a gift card giveaway courtesy of In Stock Trades. All you have to do is participate and be in the drawing for a $50 gift card open to international waters. Anybody can win. You just got to tune in on the last Monday show of Omnibros. So all of this is brought to you by InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of the Omnibus Collectors Network, and of course, Omnibros Live. I got like 2 more minutes in me before I got to wrap this up. And man, I'd like to see the time period when Luke was training the Padawans and the training of Ben Solo. That might work better as an animated series or comic series. I think I think that's what they're leading up to with the TV shows, honestly. Because we're seeing the foundation of that stuff, and I think they'll either do like a movie for Disney Plus or something like that, or I don't know, Mando season 4, whatever. But I think that's what they're gonna do, that storyline.
Yeah, well, that honestly, that sounds pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna be back with an episode that I have no idea what the topic will be, but you got to tune in to find out. Thursday, Riley will be on, and then Monday we'll be back with Hall's previews reads.
Yep.
And we do it all over again. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to the chat. You guys are lovely as always. If you're watching this later, please, these are just our opinions. You don't have to have that keyboard like, oh, you guys are wrong, or leave a dislike or whatever. Instead, comment below what you thought of the movies and the video games and the comics that we talked about, that sort of stuff. Happy stuff. Thank you again to the sponsor, to the chat, to my wonderful co-host Lou. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter and Comics Guide 101 on YouTube, where there's an archive of a bunch of old videos and stuff on there.
Nice. And you can find me on Week in Geekdom. However, most importantly, let Marvel know that we need an Inhumans Omnibus. That's more important. After you're done doing that, go check out my channel. Subscribe if you can. A Week in Geekdom. Talk about anime and manga. That's it. I got nothing else, guys. Yeah.
All right.
I'm out. Anything else?
Nothing else, man.
All right. We're going to wrap this up. Hope you guys have a good night, good week. Catch you on the next stream tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Good night, everybody.